Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 28 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And today we wanted to give you our weekly picks for the NFL games coming up for week 9. But we always do a recap of the previous week in week 8. And again, I got smashed. Jacob won 3 straight weeks. His record for last week's picks was 11-4. It's the first time that I hit 500. I was 6-9, and I did. If you watched the previous video, I did say
excuses.
I did say that this week was a very tough game, tough schedule, and so Jacob just won more of the coin flips on that one. But on a consolation note, I did play Jacob last week in fantasy football.
They didn't need to hear about this,
and more than doubled his score. And gave him his first loss. So I think that makes up for it. But Jacob gets to wear...
You can't talk smack unless you're above 500.
Well, it's true. I'm at 500. But I did hand you the worst loss and the biggest blowout of the week. So Jacob gets to wear the chain for winning last week's...
Come on, we got to make it more competitive. No one's going to watch this.
All right. Well, like we always say, we always start with a coin flip for this week's picks. So, Jacob.
Heads.
Oh, it's heads again. Cool. You've been winning a lot lately. All right. Who do you want to go first?
You can go first.
All right.
Pretty simple game.
So I'll do the Thursday night game. It's New York Jets at the Colts. And let's be honest, the Jets surprised us all last week when Mike White looked like the number 2 pick, like Zach Wilson was supposed to look like, and led them to victory. But I just don't think they're going to do it. It's at the Colts Stadium. Mm-hmm. The Colts have has a very good defense and a well-rounded offense. I think the Colts win this one pretty handily.
Mm-hmm. I have the Colts as well. I think this will be a closer game than people will think. Mike White's pretty good. He looks better than Zach Wilson. But I think the Colts have a better defense than the Bengals do. And from that, the Colts are going to win.
Corey Davis is hurt. It doesn't look like he's going to play. And he's probably their best receiver for the Jets.
They have like 3 middle of the pack receivers. But next game is Cleveland at Cincinnati. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. I think the Browns or Cleveland, they're just in a mess right now. They don't have Odell showing up to camp or their practices. I think they're a mess right now, but it wouldn't have changed my thoughts. I think Cincinnati is a good football team. They lost to the Jets, so a lot of respect has gone down for them. But still, I think the Bengals are a solid football team.
I had the Bengals winning also. I think Cleveland is at a state of their locker room's a mess. I think I've said it from the very beginning. I think Odell is not worth the headaches and the mental issues that he has for any team. But I just think Cincinnati's going to win this game. I think it's going to be a close game because Cleveland's defense is very good and their running game is good. But I think Cincinnati has more big playability. I don't think Baker can throw the ball more than 15 yards now. So, you can't have big plays when you throw it 15 yards. So I have Cincinnati winning this one. The next game I have, it's Denver at Dallas. I think this game is actually going to be closer than we think. I think Denver's defense is good. They surprised us last week by pretty much handling their the Washington football team. But I think Dallas's offense is good. A lot depends on Dak if he's able to play and be fully healthy. But I have Dallas winning at home. Dallas beating the Broncos.
Yes, Denver's awful. That's all I got to say about this game. Dallas will kill them.
Denver's not awful. You said that last time and they won.
Well, they barely won.
And they're 500, aren't they now?
No.
I think they are 4-4.
They're 4-5.
Oh, well.
Wait,
how could they be 4-5? This is week 9.
This is week 9.
You know, so there can't be 4-5. They're 4-4 right now.
No, they're 3-5. I think. I don't know.
I think they're 4-4, but go ahead.
I don't know. It doesn't.
They won their first 3 games.
Oh, yes. Okay, then they're 4-4. Nothing scares me away. They played the 3 worst teams in the NFL, so you get 3 free wins.
You say that every week.
Every week. I can't stress this enough how bad they are. It's an easy bet for me, Dallas, just because of how good their offense is. This is probably the most tough game for me is Houston Texans at Miami. I'm going to go with Miami just because I don't know if Tyrod Taylor is going to be fully healthy. If he was fully healthy, I would pick Houston. But since we don't know about how healthy Tyrod Taylor is, I think the Dolphins will win just because of that defense.
I have the Dolphins winning at home or the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are bad, and hope the Lions play them soon because it's almost like a guaranteed victory.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But I have
said that last week. We all know what happened.
I have Miami winning this game pretty handily. The next game we have, I think this game could be interesting, but let's see, Atlanta at New Orleans. The reason why I think it's going to be interesting is because Winston's out. We don't know who they're starting. I mean, it's going to be Hill.
I think it is Taysom Hill.
And Hill's good, but we just don't know how good he'll be through the whole game. I have New Orleans winning because their defense is stellar, and they have Kamara, and they'll probably make enough plays to win. But Atlanta's got a pretty good offense. If Calvin Ridley can get his head on straight and can play games without having personal leave, I don't know what that's about. I don't even like when I see athletes saying they need personal time away, which is confusing to me. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game,
sport,
and you need personal time, which means that you have some kind of mental issue, which bothers. I mean, you can have mental issues, and that's fine. It's just that you're playing a game. You're getting paid for this, and you should play it. But again, that's my opinion. But I think Calvin Ridley, if he's not able to play, that really hurts them because that really then focuses on Kyle Pitts and the other playmakers and really does open up the field. If he doesn't play, they don't have a chance. If he plays, it's a closer game, but I had New Orleans winning.
Yeah, Atlanta's playing solid right now. They would be better with Calvin Ridley. They haven't been playing awful, but I just think New Orleans has a better overall team. They have a way better defense. And I think Taysom Hill will get the job done. I think this will be a closer game than people expect. But I still think New Orleans will make more plays, which will lead them to win the game. So the next game is the Las Vegas Raiders at the New York Giants. I could see this going either way. I'm going to go with the Raiders just because I think their team's better. They're not as good as people thought they were, which is, they're not that good, but the Giants are worse. And I'm just going to go off the Raiders.
All right. Well, I have the Raiders winning that game, too. I actually feel bad for the Giants. The Giants have the most injuries out of everyone, of all their offensive playmakers. The poor Daniel Jones is thrown to whoever he can find that can suit up and run decent routes. But Las Vegas should win this unless a couple more of his receivers go off and go 156 and drive drunk and kill another person. Then we're in a different situation. But was that too early for that joke? I don't know. But I have the Raiders winning this game. But I think it's going to be closer than people expect. Las Vegas has actually had a lot of adversity this season. I mean, their coach and his comments, and now Ruggs and him killing someone. I mean, it's just crazy. Mm-hmm. But I think they're going to beat the Giants. The next game I have, it's New England at Carolina. I think this is going to be a close game too, but I have New England winning this game. I think New England is starting to get the rhythm on offense. I think they're starting to give the ball more to their running backs and taking some pressure off Mac Jones. And their defense is reliable and their defense is good. And so I think that the Patriots are going to beat Carolina. I just don't trust Carolina, and I don't know if Darnold's completely healthy. And without Christian McCaffrey in, they don't have enough playmakers.
He might play this week.
But and even if he does, he's not fully healthy. I just don't think they have enough. And I feel bad for DJ Moore because he's legitimately their only playmaker this year.
He's legit.
So I have New England winning at Carolina.
I have New England winning at Carolina as well. I think that New England's going to win because of their coach. I think Bill Belichick has been out-coaching a lot of people. He shuts down every team's best player they play against. Darnold, when playing good teams, he folds like how he used to play at the Jets. I think this won't be a close game. I think the New England Patriots will always have a lead in this game. But I do want DJ Moore to do well. He's been slacking lately on my fantasy team. So DJ Moore, just gotta get some points for me.
Look, your 70 points against my 150 wasn't enough, Jacob.
You know what? Derrick Henry and D Swift had bad games. It's all right.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, the next game is the Buffalo Bills at Jacksonville. This could be a trap game for all I know, but I'm gonna go with the Bills. The Bills have a great offense and a good defense. They're not the number one team, but I'm still gonna go with them.
I have the Buffalo Bills winning that game too at Jacksonville. Jacksonville, you quite disappointed me last week. I had you having an upset bid against Seattle. Seattle doesn't have pretty much their whole offensive playmakers besides DK and Lockett, and they don't have any running backs. They don't have the quarterback. You had a chance to beat them, and you got completely demolished. And that's embarrassing. It's flat out embarrassing. And Buffalo's better than Seattle. So I have Buffalo winning that one pretty big. Mm-hmm. The next game, I think this next game is going to be actually probably a pretty good game. Minnesota Vikings at Baltimore. I give the edge to Baltimore because it's at Baltimore. The Vikings can play with anybody. For some reason, they just can't put away teams. And for some reason, they allow themselves for the other team to come back and having a chance to win. I don't get it. They always put up numbers.
Coaching.
They always put up numbers, and they can do a lot. But at the end of the game, they kind of fold. I don't know if that's the coaching or their players. I don't know what it is. But I have Baltimore winning because I think Lamar plays better under pressure than the Vikings as a team. And so I have Baltimore winning at home on that game.
I also have Baltimore this game.
Did you copy every single game?
I don't know. This is the easiest week, I think. But Baltimore, just because of how bad Minnesota plays in the last 5 minutes of the game, they've been losing just because of how bad they've been playing at the end of the game. They've been letting teams beat them from that because they've always made the game competitive. But I personally think it's the coach and what he's doing. But that could just be me. But I'm going to go with Baltimore just because of that reason.
I think the Vikings play not to win, but not to lose, and that's why they lose. Mm-hmm. They get leads, and they just play conservative ball, and then the other teams make better plays than them down the road, mm-hmm. down the stretch. Then,
right. Next game is the LA Chargers at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is not good. They just played a bad team. From that, I'm gonna go with the LA Chargers.
We were talking about last week, or
do you want to talk
previous weeks? No, we're not talking because they're on the bye week. We're not going to talk about them.
Yeah, they can't hurt you this week.
Something will happen in the bye week that will hurt me, but go ahead.
But the Chargers have a good offense, and that's pretty much how they're going to win. I just like Justin Herbert.
I actually think this is going to be a close game, and I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because neither defenses can really do much. But I think the Chargers are going to win this game because I think the Chargers will expose the secondary of the Eagles. So I have Chargers winning at Philly. Philly played really well last week. I can tell you what happened. Detroit had a chance to go up in the beginning of the game, missed a field goal, and after that, they rattled off like 17 straight points, and then Detroit just gave up. And so it does make a difference if who scores first and getting that momentum, and Detroit lost it all on that missed field goal. All right, the next game, Green Bay at Kansas City. I was going to say this will be probably the game of the week, but Aaron Rodgers is out. I have Kansas City winning a close one. Kansas City can't beat anyone by a lot right now. Jordan Love might have the best game of his career just because the Kansas City Chiefs can't stop anyone or do anything. They barely beat the Giants. Yeah. They had to go down to the wire to beat the Giants. So I had Green Bay winning this game pre-Aaron Rodgers getting COVID, but since Aaron Rodgers is out and most of the receivers are out, they're going to rely on their run game, which is good. We saw that last week. They're a very good run team, but Kansas City is probably going to win this at home without Aaron Rodgers playing against them, so I have Kansas City win that one.
Mm-hmm. I also have Kansas City. I just think that it will be a close game, but at the end of the game, who do you want more? Jordan Love, who we've never seen play an NFL snap, or Patrick Mahomes? And Patrick Mahomes has good weapons. So does Jordan Love, but we don't know about Jordan Love, and just because of that, I'm gonna go with Kansas City.
We do know about Patrick Mahomes is having a bad year. That's clear as day.
I don't know about that.
He's having a bad year. And
if you watch the game, it's not entirely his fault. But you play a position where if your team does bad, you get blamed. So I guess that's the reason. Oh, this next game, Arizona at San Francisco. Cardinals are going to win. I think it will be a closer game just because of how I think Kyler Murray's banged up, but I still think they'll win just because San Francisco is not that good. They might be third best in the division, but they probably are third best in the division, mm-hmm. but I just don't know if they're that good. They're not. I don't know if they're a playoff team, but yeah.
This is going to be a close game with Kyler looking hurt. And I said it way back in the day. If Kyler, this is about the time of last year where Kyler and the accumulation of hits and little nicks and dinks started accumulating to him, and he started falling apart. And this is my worst nightmare for the Arizona Cardinals, is that he's now hurt. And if he doesn't play and can't play fully healthy, he's going to struggle against a San Francisco defense that's going to come after him. And so, with all that said, I still have Arizona winning because I want Arizona Cardinals to win. But I think this and it's at San Francisco. They have Jimmy G back, and so I think it's going to be a good game. I hope Arizona has enough to win out. I just don't know. Like I said, JJ's out. We don't. AJ Green's out. If Kyler's out, that's a lot of playmakers on our end that's out. And do we have enough? I just don't know. The San Francisco offense doesn't scare me. Their defense scares me, and their ability to get after.
Their offense is hurt too.
Well, they still have Debo, and Debo has been really good this year. Top 3 receiver in the league. So I have Arizona winning this one, but I have it being close. If Kyler doesn't play at all, then it tips in favor of the 49ers. Mm-hmm. All right. The next game I have Tennessee at the LA Rams. This is going to be a good game. This one I think it can be a coin flip. It's at Los Angeles. I have the Rams winning this one, but I could see a Tennessee giving them a threat. You're going to see Tennessee a much different offense with Derrick Henry out. Mm-hmm. Jacob's fantasy team went down with Derrick Henry. So
wait, I made a trade. We're
all
good. The thing with my team is that it's so much better than everybody else's. So if I have him out, I still am better than most people.
I beat you by 80 points last week.
But I have 800 more points than you.
Going back to the Rams game, I think the Rams are going to win because I think it's going to take a little bit of time for their Tennessee Titans to make adjustments on their offense. But I think you'll see their offense open up more. So that's good for Julio Jones, AJ Brown, and those guys. Especially if you're a fantasy owner of those people, you'll see more passes thrown, and Tannehill doing more because he has to do it without Derrick Henry in.
Yes, I'm going with LA, but if Derrick Henry was healthy, I'm going with Tennessee all the way. LA Rams, they don't scare me at all. Von Miller, it's a good pickup.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Von Miller. That's a great pickup.
It's a good pickup for 2 games, and then you'll never see Von Miller again. He's on a down year, so if you guys think he's going to do amazing wonders, then you guys don't watch football. You guys don't know injuries. And you LA fans pay 3 times as much money in every sport, and you guys can't make any championships. Like, you guys are a sad, sad city.
Wow, the hate of LA comes out. But all right. But you still have the Rams winning that game.
Quarterback is streaky. Not the best quarterback in our division. I could go on about how bad they are, but they're just better than a hurt Tennessee team.
It's gonna be. I think it'll be a game still. Yes. But go ahead.
All right, the Monday Night Football game is Chicago at Pittsburgh. I have a feeling you're gonna pick Pittsburgh, and I know our picks are similar, so I'll be the one. I'm gonna go with Chicago.
Wait, you had Pittsburgh though. Are you switching it?
I'm gonna switch it just because I don't want it to be similar, because that wouldn't make anything interesting. So we'll go off the Monday Night Football. I do like the Bears. I think Justin Fields. They're letting him run more.
He had a good game last week.
He played well against San Francisco, and Pittsburgh's defense does not scare me. They traded away a good D end on their team as well, and their defense hasn't shown up this whole year. So this is a definite, they can win game, and I'm going to go with the Bears.
Okay. Well, I'm going to switch it up too then, Jacob. No, I'm just joking. Okay. I'm not. Pittsburgh should win this game, and I think they're going to win it at home Monday night. I'm a big fan of Justin Fields. Since QB1, I've always liked Justin Fields, but I think if TJ Watt is healthy and they have some other linebackers, they're gonna contain him. And if they contain him without his ability to run and make him a passer, he's not established that enough. He's not. Big Ben is awful this year, but Najee Harris has done really well for them the last few games, and they're starting to go back to that run play action offense, which makes Ben much better. And so I have Pittsburgh winning that in Pittsburgh. And so I think the Steelers should beat the Bears, and I don't think the Bears are very good right now either. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, we enjoyed making our picks.
Yeah.
Jacob's beat me 3 straight weeks, which
might happen this week. We don't know.
We don't know, but we'll see. But I hope you guys liked it. This is episode 28 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you guys next time.